the pandemic, y'all.
To unleash the full power of the federal government through this effort today, I am officially declaring a national
Let's
emergency.
go.
Father in the sky, I shed tears, I don't know why, but I'm a child of the Most High, so they can't break me if they try. Father in the sky, I shed tears, I don't know why, but I'm a child of the Most High, so they can't break me if they try.
The curses, the plagues, is it all a dream? Nope. The curfew, the troops, the world's on quarantine. Damn. The social, the 6 degrees of separation. The troubles of Jacob, the need for preparation. My vision is focused, I won't speed a rush. And if there's hate in your blood, then you need a flush. Yes, the priest is back, the Most High be praised. I'm making them sick, this song is 5G waves. As real as they come, won't find no fugazi. A man amongst men, so Gail and Oprah hate me. And Jesus had warrants. Paul wrote letters to Corinth. And Esau is red, and Donald Trump is orange. The faces, the gestures, that cat is so comedic. Corona, the virus, the plagues that sent on Egypt. We were slaves, led away to other gods. I ain't preaching shy, I'm killing them with current laws.
Father in the sky, I shed tears, I don't know why, but I'm a child of the Most High, so they can't break me if they try. Father in the sky, I shed tears, I don't know why, but I'm a child of the Most High, so they can't break me if they try.
The riches, the fame, is it all for Skrilla? The mask and the gloves so COVID doesn't kill you. The panic, the fear, the news is so fallacious. The Isley, the brothers, they say it's so contagious. The doctors, the nurses, the need for ventilators. The 1,200 cash they gave the stimulators. The signs and the warnings, don't forget the scriptures. Prevention and cure funded by special interests. Still in the streets, surely. Some say that he's worldly. Flow is sick like why Tekashi got released early. The judges, the lawyers, they say there's no defense. Season 8 Game of Thrones, cause it don't make no sense. And that's the rundown, TV is saturated.
All right. Hello. Welcome to Sisters of the Maccabees. Welcome again. How's everybody doing? How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Okay, y'all see the title. Hopefully you can see the title, right? I'm not going to stay on here too long, but I am going to share a video with you guys. Okay. I don't know how I came across this video, but I'm like, we gotta talk about this video. We gotta talk about it. So I just came on here today to share something with y'all, and then I'm gonna be gone. Okay, I have some stuff to do. Quite interesting. But before I get into that, I always like to answer a couple of questions every time I come live, because I get questions from all over the place, and it becomes repetitive, and I feel like I have to repeat myself, which I don't mind, because there's always new people, and they may not have heard what I mentioned last week or last month. So I have to be repetitive. All right. So a couple of days ago, for those of you who are in our group on Facebook, I announced that I am going to be starting a 21-day detox in January. And a lot of people, I was not expecting the amount of messages that I got in my inbox. So many people have sent me their email to email them the instruction to the program. And so for those of you, I think I do have a couple of emails that I have to send to some people, because it's constantly coming. So if you're not in the group and you're interested in this program, it is a very simple 21-day program. It's not a program that you're going to be starving on. It's a program that if you follow the program, you will lose weight if you're one of those people who are looking to lose some weight. It's a program that is going to clean out your gut. Yes, it's going to clean up the gut. So it's a very good program that's going to help you to build the immune system. All right. It is called the antiviral detox program. Okay. And yes, it's for 21 days. It's going to teach you how to eat for 21 days. Okay. Just a guide on how to properly eat, what to eat, how to take care of yourself. For 20, we all need it. Okay. Even myself, I do good things every day, but I have to be an example for what I talk about on a regular basis. So I'm trying to be an example and showing you guys that I'm not just talking about this stuff. I do it. I walk the walk. So that's the program. Those of you who've been asking and emailing, we are starting I'm starting the program in January, the first week of January. I'm starting the program. All right. You can start the program whenever you want. But a lot of us need a little bit of motivation. So I'm doing it in hope that you guys can follow right along with me. Okay. And so what is the purpose of this program? Let me just be quick and tell you guys what's the purpose of the program. So I get phone calls all the time from people who said that they thought they may have gotten the plague, right? Or they were diagnosed with the plague because they went to the hospital and they were told that they had the plague, and they want something to kind of help them to build back the immune system. They're weak. They've lost their sense of taste or their sense of smell or whatever it is. If you're one of those people who've lost your sense of taste, this program is going to help you to bring your taste back. Okay. There's instruction in there telling you what to do to get your sense of taste back. All right. There are those people who've gotten sick and they just want to build back the immune system. And then there are some people who called me out of fear and said, hey, listen, I've never gotten the plague, right? I don't want to get it. What can I do to try and sort of, strengthen my immune system so that way, even if I were to get it, I don't slip away and end up in the emergency room? Because that's pretty much what the problem is. What the problem is that a lot of our people, they catch the plague, right? And because their immune system is so weak, it cannot fight for them. If your immune system is very weak, it's not going to fight for you. And what happened is you catch the plague, your immune system is so weak that you just end up in the hospital because the immune system, at that point, your immune system is not fighting because it's too weak. It doesn't have any strength left, right? Because you haven't really been doing anything to strengthen the immune system. So these program, what they do is that they help you to build the immune system so that way, even if you were to get sick, the immune system is already waiting to start fighting so you don't end up in the ER. You can stay at home. It's like my brother. My brother lives in the island, right? I'm from the Caribbean. My brother claimed that he got the plague. Whatever. But he said he got really sick. And my brother and I, obviously he's my brother. So we both live the same lifestyle, right? So, he caught the plague according to him, and he didn't end up in the hospital. He does exactly what I do, right? On a daily basis. And he knocked it out in a couple of days. It was gone. You know what I mean? Because he lived the life. See, this whole thing is about living the life. It's just not something that you do every now and then, whatever. You got to live the life. Okay. So yeah, he claimed that he had it and he just knocked it out. In a couple of days, it was gone, because this immune system is working for him. You understand? So that's the point of what I'm trying to say. Make sure that you're building the immune system and allowing it to work for you. So that way, if you were to come down with something, you're not ending up in the ER because your immune system is working for you. All right. Let me share my screen and then we're going to move on to the main topic of discussion today. I'm just going to share my screen real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me share my screen real quickly here. Where are we? Okay. I'm going to share my screen And then share screen. There we go. And then we're going to move on to the main topic, right? Because that's what we're here for. The main topic of discussion today. Okay, so let me share my screen. For those of you who have been messaging me about the program, so this is actually, I just want to show you guys what the program is. This is actually the program right here, right? I'm going to click on it. So the program is on the Grassroot Botanical website, right? Grassroot Botanicals, and this is the program right here, the 21-day antiviral program. So if you email me, hopefully you guys can see it. Okay, this is it right here. So what I've asked people to do is to send me your email, and I will send you the full instruction to the program. All right. If we're on Facebook, just drop your email into my inbox on Facebook, and I will send you the full PDF of the full program, right? And you follow right along with it. Okay, so that's the program right there. All right, let's I'm going to share my screen again, guys. So today the topic is I'm desperate for a husband, and there's a video that was sent to me, and I'm going to share it with you guys. Some of you guys may have seen the video before. I just thought that this was hilarious. Shalom, shalom, brother Aaron. Shalom. Brother says, where can I find this food list? I just missed you mentioned this. I'm not sure what food list you're I'm not sure what food list you're referring to, my brother Aaron. If you were talking about the program, I just shared it. Maybe at the end I'll share the program again. All right. All right. So let me just get right into this video. I'm going to share my screen, right? I'm going to share my screen. I am going to share my screen again. This is hilarious. All right. There we go. Let's go. So now I am going to be, she has, the woman in this video has a very heavy accent. So I'm going to periodically stop the video and kind of explain to you guys what she's talking about, what she's saying, in case you guys have issues understanding what this woman is talking about. But let me play the video.
Hi guys, I'm so sad right now because I just came to a realization these past few days have been so hard for me. Because you know how men say that women have toxic feminism and that you'll get to a certain age.
Fair use. I gotta say this. Fair use. Okay.
And no one will want to marry you and no one will love you. I feel like I've gotten to that point, guys. I was so hung on to this.
All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna rewind the video and I'm gonna slowly explain to you what she's saying. All right. Let's play it again.
Hi guys. I'm so sad right now because I just came to a realization these past few days.
So she's very sad because she has come to a realization for the past couple of days. All right, let's go.
This have been so hard for me because you know how men say that women have toxic feminism and that you'll get to a certain age and no one will want to marry you and no one will love you.
So she said the men are saying that women have toxic feminism, and when they get to a certain age, nobody wants them because they're just miserable, right? Okay, let's go.
I feel like I've gotten to that point, guys. I was so hung on to this feminism thing.
She feels like she's gotten to that point where she's miserable. Okay, I'm hoping that you guys can understand what she's saying. I'll let it play out.
I missed out on marriage and on children. And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm so bitter.
She missed out on marriage and children, and she has come to a point in her life where she is bitter. Okay, let's go.
I'm so jealous of people who have marriages because they're so happy and their husbands don't even cheat on them.
She's so jealous of people who are married because they are so happy.
And like men are just the best. You know, like right now is when I'm realizing like I can't do without them.
She's just realizing that she cannot do without men. I'm sorry, guys. I know she have a heavy accent. I don't know if you guys are watching. If you can make out what she's saying.
And right now I'm like, I don't care like if you are rich or poor, tall, dark, handsome, ugly. I don't care, by the way.
She don't care if you're rich or poor or tall, dark, or handsome. Let's see what she says.
As long as you're a man and you're breathing, like that's the only qualification I need because I'm just so desperate for a husband.
As long as you're a man, that's all she needs. I'm so desperate for a husband.
There's a lot of pressure around me, so if you can deal and propose, I swear I'll behave and I'll marry you immediately. I'll wash your clothes, I'll cook for you, I'll have your children, and I'll be obedient and a submissive wife because that is what you guys want. I'm no longer a feminist, guys.
Hold on. I don't know if you guys caught that, right? I'm going to rewind it and explain what she just said just now, okay? I'm going to rewind it right now. Let's go. Let's Oh, man, I watched this video and I was dying. Okay, let me rewind it and go back to the part that she her accent was, her accent is very heavy and took me a while to understand what she was saying. So let me rewind it a little bit.
I'm just so desperate for a husband. Like there's a lot of pressure around me. So if you can deal and propose, I swear I'll behave and I'll marry you immediately.
She said she'll behave herself. If you propose to her, she will marry you immediately. Let's go.
I'll wash your clothes. I'll cook for you.
She will wash your clothes. She will cook for you.
Have your children and I'll be obedient.
She will have your children and be obedient.
And a submissive wife
and she will be a submissive wife.
That is what you guys want.
Because that's what you guys want.
I'm no longer a feminist, guys.
I am no longer a feminist, guys. There you have it. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to be terrible. Okay, let me bring myself together. I'm laughing too hard here. Got tears in my eyes. So now, I really thought she was trolling. I don't even know. But let's hope she wasn't. I mean, I don't know, right? But there's a woman. There she is. She's desperate. The woman says she's desperate for a husband. She don't care if you're tall, dark, or handsome, or rich or poor. She just wants to get married. She wants a husband. She's desperate. She will wash your clothes, cook for you, run your bath water, clip your toenails. The girl don't even care at this point because she didn't spend her whole life being a feminist. And now she's getting up there in age and nobody trying to marry her. And now she's desperate. See, let me tell y'all something, right? As a woman, I can speak on this. When you in your 20s, there is that natural biological thing. I don't have a name for it. Maybe I'll think about a name. But there's a natural biological thing that it's a feeling that comes over you that tells you it's time to get married and have children, right? I have listened to young women just watching stuff on social media, and I've heard young women said that they have never had the feeling of of marriage, or wanting to get married, or wanting to be a wife, or wanting a husband. And I am baffled. I am complete, because ever since I was old enough to understand boys and girls stuff, a teenager, 15, 16, you see the boys, and um it's a natural instinct for, you kind of, you're a teenager, you kind of dream of the family, or even if you don't quite understand it, but it is like a natural thing as a female, as a young lady, to kind of one day have a family. Because see, I was raised to be a wife and a mother. That's how I was brought up by my family. This is why it was mandatory in my household to learn how to cook. Okay. I spent hours and hours and hours a week in the kitchen, being taught how to cook. I had to I had to stand there and watch and learn and follow along with the cooking. I had to learn how to wash and clean and this, that, and the third, and go out and gather the food and work on the farm and do things. These are things that was taught to me. I was told that I'm being, one day you're going to be a wife and a mother. You know what I mean? And when you become a certain age, it's the overwhelming feeling that you get as a woman to be a wife to a man and a mother to children. And I never, ever, I've always told myself that I never wanted to be a mother unless I'm a wife first, right? Never. That's something that was always in the back of my head. I don't want to be a mother. I don't want to be a single mom. I don't want that. I saw it all around me, and I never wanted that. But I always wanted to be a wife first and a mother. And that stuck with me. So when I see young girls, these young women talking about they just want to be got the career and the this and the that, none of this is resonating with me. I just don't understand it. I don't get it, because I don't understand how you can live your life without a man, or even have the feeling of wanting to go through life without a man. Where does all this come from? But I tell you what, it's catching up to a lot of women. I don't understand how this type of biological feeling isn't natural to these women. How is it not natural? It's natural. Listen, before I met my husband, right? When you reach a certain age, when you become 25, 26, you start, 27, 28, 29, and it's like, oh, shoot, you know what I mean? All the going out on a date to the movies or to dinner, and the people you're meeting, it's just not clicking, and it's like, damn, I'm 28 now. I need to have a family. I need to have a husband. I need a children. That's that biological thing that is just overwhelming. And it's, that's what a woman wants. And y'all sisters who are sitting there with you're in denial. You might not admit it, but we all have been there. If you've reached the age of 27, 28, and you haven't been married yet, that biological thing inside of your head is telling you, shit, the years are going by. You know what I mean? You're getting closer to 30, and you still are not married. There's no kids. Okay, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? We've all been there. You might not want to admit it, sisters, if you're watching, but we've all been there. Come on now. So I just don't get this whole thing where a woman is sitting around talking about, I went to my bank the other day, and there was a so-called Spanish sister in the bank, right? She's the bank manager, right? And, we had these little conversation every now and then when I go to the bank, and she's an older sister. She's in her 50s, right? She's married, and she has a 30-year-old daughter and a 25-year-old daughter, right? And having a conversation with this sister in the bank the other day, and I was blown away by the stuff that she said to me sitting in front of her. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding. This is a 50-something-year-old woman with a 30-year-old daughter and a 25-year-old daughter. And she tells me that her mom brainwashed her. And I said, well, how did your mom brainwash you? Well, she said, my mother was a homemaker. She stays home and she takes care of her husband, hand and foot. Her husband worked, and my mom just served him and just took care of him. And so I'm waiting for something, like I'm waiting for her to tell some horrible stories. And I'm like, okay, so he beat her? Or did he treat her bad? She's like, no, he was very nice to her. He was so sweet. He works and takes care of her. So I'm like, okay, your mom brainwashed you how? Well, just staying home and taking care of a man and waiting hand and foot. She brainwashed me. I would never teach my daughter to do that type of stuff. I teach my daughter to be independent and work and have what you want and don't depend on a man for nothing, because my mom depended on her husband for everything. I'm like, but he didn't abuse her, right? He works and come home and take care of her. You said he was a very nice, loving, warm husband, correct? Yes. But my mom just waited on him hand and foot. So, do you see, she didn't have a complaint about this man at all. Her complaint is that her mother waited on this man who took care of her hand and foot. And it's like, okay, so what? So what? Your mama loved her husband. She took care of him. He took care of her. He kept a roof over her head, right? He pays the bills. She was happy. What's your problem? What the hell? So now she have a 30-year-old daughter that she's telling don't have any kids yet. Enjoy yourself. Go out and have fun and make your money. And that's what she's telling her kids, because she's like, I don't want to tell my daughter to be waiting on no man hand and foot. So let me tell y'all something. A lot of y'all mothers or up in your 40s and 50s and 60s, y'all are the ones that are destroying your daughter's life, man. Seriously, you are. See, your daughters are either going to end up like this young lady here, the young lady that I just showed, or let me show y'all this, right? Let me share my screen again. I'm going to share my screen again. See, that's where your daughter is going to end up. She's going to end up like this lady right here, right? Or she's going to end up like this old coot right here, right? This one right here. See, this lady here, she's an old coot. Let me play. And let me say before I play, fair use.
Will turn you into a lonely old catwoman than old feminists saying that feminism was a bad idea and it's turned them into lonely old catwomen. Let's have a watch, shall we?
If you're young, healthy, energetic, have a career, it's wonderful to go out to work, but most women have jobs or end up with jobs, not good.
Now, guys, if you're wondering who this is, this woman here is 90 years old, right? She's a 90-year-old old white woman, right? And her name is Faye Weldon. And she is a huge feminist. She spent her entire life being a feminist, right? She even write book about feminism, right? And here she is admitting at up in her 90s that she regretted it. Let's listen.
Careers, often because they've had children. The social change in the last 40 years has been enormous, thanks to feminism, right? But you can't say, oh, it's all wonderful, because the original feminists really didn't think about the children. And we saw a world of young, healthy, intelligent, striving women. And we didn't really honestly take much notice of those who were not like us.
But you seem to be suggesting broadly that feminism hasn't turned out as well as you thought it would when you were younger?
No, it hasn't. I mean,
Do you need it?
Okay, now I want you guys to go back and look at what she said here, right? Let's listen to what she said here.
have a career. It's wonderful to go out to work, but most women have jobs or end up.
Turn them into lonely old cat women. Let's have a watch, shall we?
If you're young, healthy, energetic, have a career, it's wonderful to.
Now, this woman said, if you're young, healthy, energetic, and have a career, it's wonderful to be a feminist. Now, see, now that doesn't even make any sense, because when you're young, healthy, and energetic, that's the time when a woman should be preparing herself to be a goddamn wife, not to be no goddamn feminist. Because when you're not young anymore, you're going to end up like her.
To go out to work, but most women have jobs or end up with jobs, not careers, often because they've had children. The social change in the last 40 years has been enormous, thanks to feminism in a way. But you can't say, oh, it's all wonderful, because the original feminists really didn't think about the children. And we saw a world of young, healthy, intelligent, striving women. And we didn't really honestly take much notice of those who were not like us.
But you seem to be suggesting broadly that feminism hasn't turned out as well as you thought it would when you were younger.
No, it hasn't. I mean,
do you need any more than this? An old feminist going, you know what? Didn't think about anything. Could there be any better example of why feminism is bad for women in the...
All right, guys. I just wanted to so let me say this, right? Let me say this. you have that type of mindset, and you're either going to end up like the first woman in the first video, or this woman right here, right? Both of them, single and miserable, right? Or you're going to end up like this woman right here. Let's before I go into this, let's fair use. I'm about to play a video from our brother Kevin Samuels, right? Fair use, right? Let me get into it.
I know. So I am single mom of 4.
Okay. How many? 4?
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
I am seasoned a little bit, but I'm not discouraged. Okay.
What is the question, woman?
I'm sorry.
What's the question?
So I'm trying to figure out what I need to be focusing on and looking for in relationships.
I don't know. What outcome do you want?
I want happiness.
You want to be married?
Absolutely. I've never been married.
Okay, hold on. Let's just answer these questions. You're a mother of 4,
Yeah.
And how many different fathers?
4.
Holy shit! How many times have you been married?
None.
That ain't gonna work.
I've been proposed to 3.
See, yeah. She's on here looking for what they are referring to as a high value man. 4 children, 4 different fathers, right? Because somewhere along the way, she still have not figured out how to be a wife, but she ended up with 4 kids by 4 different losers, right? Okay, let's go.
Times,
That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work.
Yeah, I'll never accept it.
No. What I'm saying is not gonna work. There's no marriage to a woman who has 4 kids by 4 different men who's never been married. What guy wants to follow that?
So your answer is I'm done.
As far as marriage, in all likelihood, yeah. I mean, how old are you?
44.
44. First off, man, let's take you out of it. Let's say you have a brother, right?
Right? 7
And your brother comes up and says, hey sis, I'm gonna marry this woman with 4 kids by 4 different men. She ain't never been married. What you gonna tell her? Yeah, man, lock that deal down.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh so let me tell y'all something, right? Why am I talking about this today? I see a lot of our sisters, even, our women who claim to be in the truth, you know what I mean? I see them on social media. They're miserable, always have something to say about the brothers. They're bitter, something because they chose to sleep with a Pookie and Ray Ray, and got pregnant and have multiple children. And Pookie and Ray Ray is being who he is, a Pookie or a Ray Ray. That's what you get when you choose a Pookie. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a Pookie, right? And so now you're on social media bitter, angry, with 4 or 5 kids, with 4 or 5 different baby daddies, and you haven't, because you haven't really quite figured out how to be a woman, how to be a wife, how to be, and it's just this a lot of you guys. Let me say this, right? Young black women, when they go off to college in America, they come out destroyed. I've seen it in my own family. A lot of these young black girls, they leave high school and they go off to college. And when they come out of college, they come back a completely changed person. Their whole entire mindset has changed for the worse. They didn't just go there to learn to be a doctor or whatever the hell they went to go to school for. They've been completely indoctrinated. I seeing it in my family right now. Same feminist mindset. Young black women go to college and come home, and next thing you know, they're a feminist. They don't want to have any children. They don't want to have a husband. They this, that, and the third, and the black. Let me say y'all something, right? Becky goes to college, and Becky comes out of college as a wife. Okay, I've seen it. I work with a lot of Becky. Okay, before I came into this truth, I used to be friends with Becky. I've seen it. Becky goes to college, and Becky finds her husband in college. And sometime before she even leaves college, she's a wife. Okay, she's a wife before she even leaves college, or right after college, she's getting married, right? But you go in there and you get indoctrinated by Becky, and then you come out and you hate all the men, and you hate this, that, and the third, and this, that. You got to be a boss chick and a boss lady, and blah blah blah, independent, yada yada yada. And meanwhile, Becky is over here with her family having a good time, or Becky is coming to take your man. Right? Becky is over here trying to get with the brothers, right? Meanwhile, you're over there trying to get your career independent. And then now you're 40 and 50 and, miserable. Miserable. Let me say this. Now, if you're a sister in your 50s or 60s, right? And you've been married and your husband passed away, this is not for you. Okay? This is not for you. If you're a sister in your 50s and 60s and your husband was an abuser or something, and he did something to you, and you left him, or whatever the case is, because he was maybe physically abusing you or whatever, this is not for you, right? I'm talking about the sisters who are in their 50s and 60s who have never been married ever. You live your entire life just going through a whole bunch of different dudes. And by the time you reach 40, 50, right? That's it. You haven't really settled down with a man. You're alone now. You either live alone, or you live with mama, or you live, whatever. You're alone. You're lonely. You haven't really found anybody to settle down with, and you have no prospect of any type of marriage or any type of relationship. And you are now in your 50s, and you have buried maybe you're still working, right? And you bury yourself into your work to kind of mask the reality that you don't have a husband. You will probably never find a husband because, number one, you're still stuck. You're still stuck somehow. The mindset is still that of a 12-year-old child. I've talked to a lot of sisters who are in their 50s, sisters that are older than me, sisters that are even old enough to be my mother. I've talked to these sisters, and just from having just a general conversation with sisters, you could tell that they're not quite developed mentally to even the more you talk to people, you get to understand, and understand the dynamic and why certain things are happening. And, they're not mentally developed to even be in a relationship with a man. The way they think, you know what I mean? The way they talk. A lot of these sisters, you can't, when you get on the phone with them or you sitting in front of them and you're talking to them, you can't get them to shut up. You imagine a man trying to lead you. Imagine a man trying to be the head of the household, and you don't even know how to shut your mouth. You talk too much, right? You don't understand. That's not going to work with a man. You know what I mean? Men like peace. They like peace. They're the men for a reason. Okay. They have testosterone for a reason. You've never learned how to get along with a man because you haven't really learned how to be a woman yourself. Right. And that's why you have found yourself to be in your 50s and 60s, still just lonely without a man, haven't really been married, or some of you have been married and your husband left you or you have left him because y'all just couldn't get along because you have not figured out how to get along with a man. That's something that I had to learn being with my husband, how to get along with a man. Right? Yeah, you have to learn, and patience. If you're with a man, you gotta have patience. Okay, you're gonna have to spend time to know each other and learn each other. That comes with having patience. Okay, but some of you sisters you have no patience. You live in a fairy tale land. You just have not figured out how to be a woman, how to be a wife. You haven't learned what men want from you, what men want from a woman. What does a man want from his woman? What do men want from women? That's the one thing that is missing from the sisters. You don't know what men want from you. And even when they're blatantly telling you right to your face, you don't care. I've seen brothers telling sisters, get rid of the goddamn weaves and the wigs. And she will curse him out. All these black women on social media, I've seen it every day. The brothers are saying, we don't like the weave. We don't like the wigs. Could you get rid of it? And they get cursed out, right? And if you step in as a woman and you say, sis, but the brothers are telling y'all what they want, or you get called a pick me. They don't like the freaking big ass eyelashes and the fake nails. They don't like that. They don't like the caked on makeup. They don't like that stuff. And they are telling you, they're communicating this with you guys, but you're not listening. All of what you're doing with the fake nails and hair and eyelashes, that's not for the men. You're not doing that for the men. You're doing that for the sisters, for the other woman. That's that, because men don't like this stuff. They don't. Why do y'all think I don't come on here with all this stuff? Hello, right? Men don't like that stuff. They don't. You have to listen to the men, what they want. Sisters, let me say this to y'all. If you are unmarried, if you don't have a husband, listen to me. If you don't have a husband, your problem might be you are not listening to the men. You're not listening to the men. You're not listening to what the men want. They want something. They're asking you for something and you're not giving it to them. They're telling you what they want, but you're not listening. That's why you're ending up like woman in that video crying about she wants a husband. She's desperate because y'all sisters are not listening to what these brothers want. They want some. See, y'all want the tall, hot brothers, with the six pack and the this, that, and the third, and he has to be making a lot of money and paying all your bills and taking care of your 5 kids with 6 different baby daddies and all this stuff. You want him to come in and take care of you and be Superman, right? And what are you going to give him in return? What do you have to offer? You don't even know what the brother want. You haven't figured it out. What does the man want? Here's the homework I'm giving to the sisters, right? For those of you who are watching, share the videos, right? Share this video. Sisters, here's your homework. Your homework today is to try and figure out, what does the man want other than Sister Kelly, you're killing me. Other than your vajayjay, what do men want? Listen, vajayjay come a dime a dozen, okay? They come a dime a dozen. Every woman have one of them, right? Other than the vajayjay, what does the man want? I tell you what, let me give y'all a hint. Hello, listen, let me give y'all a hint. They don't want big mouth, loud mouth, combative, yap all day, argumentative, right? Don't know how to shut the hell up. They don't want that. There's a hint. They don't want your loud mouth, always arguing and fighting, always know everything, don't know when to shut the hell up, don't know when to apologize, right? Don't know when to say you're sorry. Don't know when to shut up and listen. Don't cooperate. It's your way or the highway all the time. They don't want that. And they don't want 5 kids with 5 different daddies. They don't want that either. Sisters, if you're young and you don't have any kids, take my advice. The 5, 6 kids with 5, 6 baby daddies, they don't want, no. Nope. And that's why you hear that woman with 4 kids, 4 different baby daddies, 44 years old and still looking for a man or a husband to come in and swoop in and swoop her up with her 5 different baby daddies somewhere and take care of her. And she's looking for a high value man at that. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? But anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. That video really, I was on the floor laughing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play it again. Let me play it again. And then I'm going to go. For those of you guys who came in late, I'm going to play the video again, okay? Hey, if you are here, do me a favor, guys, and hit the like button, please. Thank you. Love you guys, all right? I'm going to play the video again for you guys one more time. Let me play it. Let me play the video one more time because that is hilarious. Where is it? Let me see. Here we go. Here's the video right here. Let's play it again.
Hi guys. I'm so sad right now because I just came to a realization these past few days have been so hard for me. Because you know how men say that women have toxic feminism and you'll get to a certain age and no one will want to marry you and no one will love you. I feel like I've gotten to that point, guys. I was so hung on to this feminism thing and I missed out on marriage.
Fair use again. She missed out on marriage.
And on children. And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm so bitter. I'm so jealous of people who have marriages because they're so happy and their husbands don't even cheat on them. And men are just the best, like right.
She's jealous of people who are married and women who are married and have children.
Now is when I'm realizing like I can't do without them. And right now I'm like, I don't care like if you are rich or poor, tall, dark, handsome, ugly, I don't care, by the way. As long as you're a man and you're breathing, like that's the only qualification I need, because I'm just so desperate for a husband. Like there's a lot of pressure around me. So if you can DM me and propose, I swear I'll behave and I'll marry you immediately. I'll wash your clothes, I'll cook for you, I'll have your children, and I'll be obedient and a submissive wife, because that is what you guys want. I'm no longer a feminist, guys.
Whoo! I'm sorry, y'all. If you propose to me, I promise you I will be obedient. I will cook for you. I will wash your clothes. I will do everything for you. I will no longer be a feminist. That's what she just said. That's what she did. I just want somebody to propose to me, for goddamn sake. A lot of y'all sisters, man. No, seriously though. Let's and I'm gonna end the live in a couple of seconds. But seriously, a lot of you sisters, you might not be saying this, but a lot of you guys are feeling this way when you have reached a certain age in your life and you realize that you're not getting the attention from men, let alone having somebody who wants to marry you, because you haven't really quite figured out how to attract a husband. You haven't figured it out. And so deep down inside, you're feeling just like that woman. Now, you might not be verbalizing it. You might never admit it out loud to anyone, but you're feeling that way. And if you are feeling that way, now will be the time. Now will be the time to take a step back and take a deep look into yourself, into the type of woman that you are, the type of woman that you've been. Take a look at your physical appearance, number one. Okay, number one. Listen to me. When I started working out from an early age, I think when I was about 18 or 19 years old, I started running. I started running in Jamaica. And when I came here, I kind of fell off because obviously I was in a new country. I was not familiar with the place. I fell off for a couple of years and I gained some weight. And when I became familiar with my surrounding, I picked that up again and I started running. And, I've always been someone who's into fitness, right? Since I was a teenager. Been a gym rat for years. I injured myself a couple of times. I got into car accidents a couple of times, been in physical therapy a couple of times. It kind of just, slowed me down a little bit. But even as I got older, I'm still, those of you guys who follow me, on Facebook, whatever, you see that I work out. I work out. I try to stay in shape. My husband works out. One of the problems, where am I going with this? One of the problems that are keeping you sisters from being, men are visual creatures, and your weight is keeping you single. Okay. And your hatred for people who are honest and who are telling you this is not gonna change anything. Okay, I am telling you this as a woman. Your physical appearance will keep you from getting chosen to be a wife, because men are visual creatures, and if a man is not attracted to you physically, um yeah, he might sleep with you, but he's not going to marry you. He's not going to make you his wife. Okay, because this is being a wife is long term. A marriage is long term, and men will lay down with you. They will. Just because they're laying with you doesn't mean, oh well, I'm getting the men. They're sleeping with me, so I can't be that bad. But are they marrying you? That's the question you need to ask yourself. So I'm saying all this to say, okay, and this is I'm keeping it real with you, sisters. I'm saying all this to say this: your physical appearance might be hindering you from getting a husband. Start getting in shape. Start getting in shape. I noticed that when I post my workout videos on Facebook, I'm lucky if I get one like on the video, especially from the sisters, because they're not into fitness. The sisters are not into fitness. They don't care about working out. You know what I mean? And that might be your problem. That might be your first problem right there, sister. You not being in shape. Your weight might be costing you a husband. Okay. And the older you get, you keep putting on the weight, you're not working out. And before you know it, you're 45 years old, you're 50 years old, you're overweight, you're 250 pounds. Guys are not attracted to that. They're not. Okay. Stay in shape. Any other problem is your mouth. Your mouth. You don't know when to shut the hell up. All right. And the other problem is you don't take the time to understand men. They've been telling you who they are and what they want for a long time, but you haven't been listening. Because you're trying to tell men what you think they should want. You see, a man tells the woman what he wants, and you're too busy telling him what you think he should want. That's not how it works. Because you know what you want, right? You want the guy that makes money and can take care of you. He's telling you what he wants. Start listening. Hello. Start listening. Start listening to the brothers, and maybe that'll get you somewhere. I don't know if you have 5 kids already by 4 different daddies. I don't know where that's going to get you. Okay, I can't help you there, but I'm just trying to help y'all sisters who, you know what I mean, who have a chance. Start listening. Get in the gym and start losing some weight. Start working on your physical appearance. Okay, hello, I'm saying it again. Start working on your physical appearance. Get in the gym. Okay? And for God's sake, in your spare time, when you're not really doing much, get off your phone, get off social media and read a book, because a lot of sisters I've seen don't know how to articulate yourself, right? And if you can't articulate yourself with among the sisters, then I can imagine that when you are having a discussion, a conversation with a man, it's probably even harder trying to articulate yourself with a man because you're having an issue with the vocabulary, having a problem of putting a proper sentence together. Sometimes I wonder how some of you sisters help your children with their homework, because I've watched you converse on Facebook, and I am quite aware that a lot of you sisters are having issues with grammar, learning how to communicate with other people. And if you don't understand how to communicate with other people, then I'm trying to understand how it is that you are communicating with men, and this whole vetting process where you're having issues with communication with a man, right? Because you have issues Just talking and holding a conversation. You can't do that, right? So spend some time do some reading, and build up the vocabulary. You know what I mean? Start writing. Start writing stories. Yeah, that will help you to build up your grammar and stuff like that, and maybe that will help you with your communication with men. Trust me, read, start reading books. It helps, trust me. Because if you can't communicate, you're only going to attract a certain demographic of men. When you yourself is having issues with communication, then Sister Kelly say you don't need communication to sleep with a man. You're absolutely right, Sister Kelly. And a lot of the times, this is all that sisters have. All they have is their body. They only have their bodies. They have nothing else to offer. They can't communicate. They don't know how to properly, have a conversation. You know what I mean? So it's just so hard for them to attract the right person, because who are you going to attract if you can't even speak, dialogue with someone? You're only going to attract the same type of people on your level. And then you're wondering why you're not getting the outcome that you're looking for. So y'all sisters have a lot to work on. Okay. You have a lot to work on. Build up your vocabulary, sisters. Start reading a lot. Teach yourself some the English language is what everybody speaks, right? It's the common denominator of all languages, right? Maybe Spanish too, but we do the Hebrew thing, but that's most people understand English, right? So what I'm saying is, try to build up your vocabulary, so that way you're putting yourself out there to when you go on a date with a man, when you're talking on the phone with a man, you are articulating yourself better, right? And so that way you are attracting different type of people, right? You're not attracting the guys who are Pookie and Ray Ray, because Pookie and Ray Ray don't know how to talk. Okay, they don't know how to talk. They don't know how to hold a conversation. All right. So you want to attract the right type of man, you're going to have to work on yourself, sis. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And you have sisters that are in their 50s and 60s who still don't know how to sit down at the table and have a conversation. They don't know how to communicate with anyone. They don't. And that is one of your biggest problem. Your physical appearance and communication. That is one of the Black woman's biggest problem. Let me say it again. This is your homework. Your physical appearance and communication. Two of the biggest things that are working against Black women in the dating market, right? Finding a suitable husband. You have problem with your physical appearance, meaning your weight. A lot of you guys are obese. You're overweight. You're not doing anything about exercise or eating healthy, cleansing, doing anything to keep your body fit and you don't know how to communicate. You don't. That's a problem. Men don't want that. Well, the type of men that you claim you want don't want that. If you're trying to stay away from the Pookie and the Ray Rays, you're going to have to work on yourself. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. All right. Anyway, I love you guys. I will talk to you guys later. I'm not gonna get into it anymore. I know, you know what I mean? Sisters don't like when I talk about this stuff, you know what I mean? Listen, I get called pick me. I've been told that I hate Black women. Oh yeah, I've been told that I hate myself. I've been told that I hate Black American women. Oh yes, I've been told. I can go down the list. Just the detraction. I can go down the list of things that I've had women told me. You don't like Black women. You hate Black women. You hate yourself. Pick me. You hate Black American women. Say what now? I mean, just anything so they can be right. Anything just so they can be right. Anything to make you feel bad for pointing out the bullshit. You know what I mean? But let me tell y'all, sisters, right? You sisters that are doing the right thing, don't stop pointing out the bullshit with some of these sisters. Don't stop, man. I don't care how many name callings they have for you. Don't stop calling out the bullshit. We're gonna have to stop. The state of Black women in the media has gotten completely out of control. And this is why when you see a Black woman being abused in public, nobody really cares much. You see a white woman being taken advantage of in public, and even Black people wants to run to her rescue. But when you see a Black woman being taken advantage of, it doesn't really hold much weight. And that is because of the image that we've allowed ourselves to be put out there in the public about us. Just take a look. Just all you got to do is just go to World Star, YouTube, wherever, anywhere on social media, and just click on a video of a Black woman, and you'll see our image is we are at the complete bottom of the trash dump. At the trash dump. It's like being decent in this day and age is laughed at. Like if you're a Black woman and you're trying to be decent, if you're trying to be feminine, if you're trying to be a decent human being, it's looked down upon and it's laughed at by these women nowadays. You know what I mean? Who you trying to be? What you trying to do? You trying to be dressed up and this, that, and the third. It's like being ratchet and disgraceful is the norm. It's like everyone is aspiring to be ratchet. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be decent anymore. Sad. And you're wondering why you're a 45 and 50 and 55, and now you're trying to, I'm lonely, I can't get a man, I need a husband, I'm miserable. Don't take my word for it. Just wait give it a couple of years and you'll see what I'm talking about. If y'all don't get it together right now, get it together. You're going to end up like these women in these videos. And even if you don't admit it, a lot of you guys are, you're feeling that way. Come on now. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Start working on yourself. Accountability. That's the word. Take accountability and start working on yourself and start listening to the men. Okay? Because if the men don't want to marry you, there's a reason. Trust me. Brothers wants to get married. Trust me. My little brother, he just got married a couple of months ago. You know what I mean? He's young. Just got married. He wanted a wife and children, and that's what he got. He found himself a wife who is very feminine, very cooperative, very friendly, right? She's allowing him to lead. Married and have a kid. They just had a kid, right? You learn how to get along with a man and you have the same thing. Trust me. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me stop blabbering. Thank you guys. Amayan. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm very bad with name. Sister Amayan, thank you for tuning in. Sister Cali girl, thank you for tuning in. MC Cord, fake hair, lashes, and social media, overweight, and yep. Yeah, the list go on and on and on. And let me say this, brothers, right? Y'all brothers, can I say this before I go? I really have to say this, and then I'm going to go. Brothers, now see, I have brothers, right? I have brothers. I just got off the phone last night with my older brother. Love him to death. You know, I have brothers. Okay, I have a love for brothers. You know, and I've always said that I am a men's advocate. I'm a men's advocate because you don't have any black boy magic. I don't see any black boy magic in this, that, and the third. There's not a lot of anything advocating for young boys and men, and so I'm a man advocate. Brothers, I'm gonna say this to y'all before I go. For the love of God, for the love of God, brothers, hello, listen to me, brothers, please. Could you please stop sleeping with these women and having babies out of wedlock with them? Babies, 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 babies dropping like flies for you brothers all over the place. You're not marrying the woman. You just got babies everywhere. You're on child support. You can't keep a job. Your wages are being garnished. Your driver license is being suspended because your behind can't keep your thing in your pants, right? Just babies everywhere. Brothers, your problem is a lack of self-control and self-discipline. Listen to me, brothers. Your problem is a lack of self-control and discipline. I understand and I blame the women for opening their legs. But let me tell y'all something, right? I could be sitting here with a basket of orange all day long. But if there are no customer to buy my oranges, they'll sit in this basket and they'll go bad. I want y'all to understand what I'm trying to say here. I can sit here at the market with a basket of orange all day long. But if there are no customers to buy these oranges, they're going to rot and they're going to go bad, right? What am I trying to say here? You can have all the hoes and all the Shaquanda and the Shanays who are giving you the punani for free all day long, right? Just throwing the vajayjay at you, right? You don't have to take it. You brothers, you don't have to take the vajayjay. That's all I'm saying. You can say no to the vajayjay, brothers. That's all I'm saying to you. Say no, because all vajayjays are not good. Understand where you are planting your seed. A lot of you brothers are planting the seed in rotten soil. Are you listening? A lot of you brothers are planting your seeds in rotten soil, fruitless soil, soil that has no nutrients in it. Have you ever plant something and you go back a couple weeks later, even though you're trying to water it and it just died because the soil has no nutrients. The soil is bad. A lot of you brothers have got to exercise self-control, man. You're planting your seeds everywhere. You don't have to say yes to the, you know what I mean? Say no. You need to choose who you're laying with, brothers. For God's sake, you don't have to sleep with somebody just because they're willingly giving it to you. And that's one of the things that I respect my little brother about. Yeah, well, he's, very handsome young man. He got the woman throwing it all over him, right? Nope. I don't want to be a single daddy, baby mama all over the place. I need a wife and children. I need a family. That's what my brother said, and that's what he got, right? You see what happened when you have discipline, brothers? You got to exercise discipline. That's all I'm saying. It's okay to say no to some of these coochies. You don't have to say yes all the time because now the babies are popping up everywhere. And you're losing your job, your wages are getting garnished, you're losing your driver license because you got babies all over the place. See, some of you brothers have to take the blame because you don't have to lay down with these women. Where's your self-control and self-respect? You got to exercise some self-respect, brothers. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, we got to blame the woman too. But for God's sake, you got to blame yourself too, brothers. Some of y'all just don't have no self-respect. You're laying up with everybody and having babies all over the place. For God's sake, man. Let me tell y'all something, right? If you brothers weren't slinging your stuff all over the place, a lot of these women would get their shit together. I'm telling you the truth. If y'all brothers, because see, let me tell y'all something, right? What is sex to? Sex to a woman is pleasure, okay? Just like it is to a man, right? It's pleasure. If you stop giving that woman pleasure and you don't pay her no mind and you demand better for yourself, brothers, you demand better for yourself. I guarantee some of these sisters would either get it together or go off somewhere to go live with a cats, I don't know, 100 cats somewhere, and go live somewhere in the woods with some cats, okay? They either change their ways or they go live with a cat or a dog somewhere. But y'all gotta set the pace, is all I'm saying. Be an example, brothers. You are the leaders of the community. You are the head of the household. You are supposed to be leading by example and stop slinging the stuff all over the place and having babies everywhere. Be the example. That's all I'm saying. All this child support nonsense would not be around like that if y'all wasn't having babies everywhere. Okay? That's all I'm saying. You guys have a good day, and I love you. Just take this as a little lashing from your mama. Tough love. That's what it is. I love you guys. I want to see good for my people, man, but we got to get out of this mess. Goodbye. Love you guys.